Hey guys, this is our second lesson in the flipped classroom. Today's lesson is on factors, prime and composite numbers, multiples, and divisibility. Our first lesson is a review of last week's lesson we had on how to find the factors of a number. Remember that factors are numbers multiplied together to get a product. When we look at the number 15, we can find its factors by starting with the first number, with number 1. 1 is a factor of 15, and we multiply 1 times 15. Is 2? No, 2 is not a factor of 15, but 3 is, and 3 is multiplied by 5. 4 is not a factor of 15, which leads us to our next number, which is 5, and we've already written that, so that means we are done. Okay, 60, that's a big one. Let's start with the number 1, 1 and 60. 2 is a factor because it's an even number, 2 and 30. 3 is a factor, 3 and 20. Is 4 a factor of 60? I don't think so. Nope, 4 is not a factor of 60, but 5 is. 5 times 12. The next factor is 6. 6 and 10. 7 is not a factor, 8 is not a factor of 60, and 9 is not a factor of 60, which gets us to 10, which means we are done. The next number, 17. This one is special. 17 has the factors 1 and 17, which means it only has 2 factors, which makes it a very special kind of number that we're going to talk about on the next slide. Okay, now we're going to talk about some very special types of numbers. We're going to talk about prime numbers and composite numbers. Prime numbers are numbers that have exactly 2 factors, 1 and that number. For example, the number 2. Let's look at the factors of the number 2. The factors of 2 are 1 times 2, and that's it. Let's look at the next prime number. Whoops. The next prime number is 3. Factors of 3 are 1 and 3. 1 times 3. The next prime number is 5. 1 times 5 is 5, and that is it. And the next one that we're going to talk about is 7. 7 is the next one before 10. 1 and 7. So these are the prime numbers between 0 and 10. Now, what about the number 1 is probably what you're thinking. Well, the number 1 is very unique because it is only one, has only one factor, 1 and 1. So it is neither prime nor composite, it is just unique. Okay, let's look at the composite numbers. The composite numbers are numbers that have more than 2 factors. 4, 6, 8, and 9 are the numbers between 0 and 10 that have more than 2 factors. Number 4, starting with the number 1 and 4, and then the number 2 is also a factor of the number 4, so that makes it a composite number. Number 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 3 are factors of the number 6. The number 8, 1 and 8, 2 and 4 are factors of 8. And the number 9, 1 and 9, and 3 times 3 gives you 9. So those are the numbers between 0 and 9 that are either prime or composite. Okay, now we're going to talk about multiples. Multiples and factors are often confused by students and even teachers. You'll hear me say the factor of a number. I do it all the time. Anyway, to help out, the multiples are actually products made by multiplying one factor over and over and over. Okay, for example, 3, if you take 3 over and over and over, you're going to get the multiples of 3. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 6 is 18, 3 times 7 is 21, and dot, dot, dot. These are the multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. The multiples of 5 are easy because we know these when we learn to count by fives. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 6 is 30, 5 times 7 is 35, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Those are the multiples of 5. The multiples of 10 are also simple. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Multiples of 10. So multiples and factors, although they're often confused, are actually very different because factors have to have another number to go with them. 1 times 3 gives you 3. But multiples are actually the products that are made when you multiply one factor over and over and over and over. Now we're going to learn about divisibility. Divisibility means that a number can be divided evenly with no remainders. So let's look at the number 12. Is 12 divisible by 6? Let's take 12 and we can write 12 divided by 6, or you may see it like this, 12 divided by 6 equals, if you divide 6 into 12, you know that there is a number times 6 that will give you 12. 6 times 2 is 12. So 2 times 6 gives you 12, and there is 0 remainder. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. Now looking at, is 7 divisible by 3? Well, if we have 7 divided by 3, 3, or you can goes into 7 2 times, or you can say there are 2 groups of 3 in 7. So 2, then when you multiply 2 times 3, that gives you 6. And when you subtract, you're going to be left with a remainder of 1. So 3 does not divide into 7 evenly, so 7 is not divisible by 3. Tomorrow at school we're going to learn some really cool ways to find the divisibility of a number, or if a number is divisible by a certain number, and those are really cool tricks that you can use, especially when you're dividing big numbers that we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. So make sure you come to school tomorrow, and don't forget to do your whisk. It's available on the Edmodo website. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.